Says a lot about what Fran McCaffrey and his staff have been able to build in terms of culture and just continuous success in this program as C.J. Wilcher, the Xavier transfer. Verge on the drive and the foul.
In the direction that Verge is driving. So he's going to be driving right, and the help defense is reluctant to come. And if you get Verge with space, he is a handful. It's a great.
Murray back the other way. Murray, the two-hand jam and the foul.
Boy, is that impressive. It starts with great length on the ball, poking the ball free from Patrick McCaffrey. Top 5 in points, rebounds, and blocks in the Big Ten. Big time.
Murray tries a three and puts it in. It's a 6-0 run for Iowa in response to the previous 6-0 run by Nebraska and the 4th turnover of the first half for the Huskers.
Kobe Webster's got to be more disciplined than that.
Bohannon. Murray the putback. In the win over Maryland, here is Verge. Down to Walker, and another one left off the rim by Derek Walker. Now up ahead to Murray.
In the early 10-minute portion of this game.
3-minute scoring drought for the Cornhuskers. Sanford in transition.
And hunting.
15-0 run for Iowa. Verge stops it finally. Everybody in the building wanted that. The lid on Carver Hawkeye Arena might have popped off. Murray gives it up to Toussaint. Back to Keegan Murray.
To execute.
Oh, and there were times in that win over Minnesota where it looked like Nebraska just got a little too far ahead of itself as Chris Murray gets involved in the scoring action.
It's interesting from Fred Hoiberg saying that Bryce McGowan says committed to lifting on game days. He has really changed his body in season.
Sanford splashes a three. Toussaint floating it up over the outstretched arms of Derek Walker.
So here, no numbers. This is where Nebraska needs to execute.
Down to Walker and puts it in. He had not been doing earlier in the year for Iowa, said he feels so much more comfortable in that spot on the floor.
Yeah, which is interesting because you would think a shooter would be more comfortable off the ball, but some guys like to just have the ball in their hands more. At 10.
Keegan Murray again, this time straight away. Rebraca out to Bohannon. Sanford puts it back with the left hand. And he now has 4 straight 20-point games. Sanford on the drive and lays it off the window.
Haven't seen enough of him attacking.
Murray sends it in. How many of those cockback dunks have we seen from Keegan Murray?
Just playing harder than everybody right now, Matt.
Good take to the rack that time from Trey McGowan's.
And when you combine that with about 4 missed shots right at the rim, trouble.
Rebraca puts it in. Bohannon with the floater. Silky touch by Bohannon. Keegan Murray on the kick out. Murray with 24 points in that first half. How about Patrick McCaffrey?
Kind of half Nebraska followed up with, though.
Inside to Walker, and he puts it down.
Well, it's just wild. You turn on the film, the start of that Minnesota game, Nebraska was playing with their hair on fire, flying around, doing everything. And then you watch a lot of this first half of the Northwestern game, and it's a totally different energy level.
Bryce McGowan still in search of his first field goal of the game. Mahan the turnaround, and he puts it in.
That slowly eroded, settled for some jump shots, and started turning it over.
How much of that was Iowa's defense versus just a change in offensive mindset?
Iowa some credit. Iowa went to some three-quarter court pressure, mixed in some matchup zone.
That's a good feed inside from Verge to Andre.
Get McCaffrey's Keegan Murray's early post-ups. Just really good.
That's a three. Keegan Murray.
Just kind of makes it look easy, too, doesn't he? Just moving, run the floor.
Man, the extra feed. And that's back-to-back two-hand jams for Andre. Went for the board. Instead, it's McGowan's. Trey McGowan's rejected at the rim by Keegan Murray. Verge right back down to Andre. Chris Murray all over him. And it's off the backboard. Up ahead to Perkins. Can they do it with Joey B this afternoon?
I think they can. And it's maybe because you and I were just at Xavier in Cincinnati.
Bohannon got clobbered, but the ball ended up in the hands of Keegan Murray.
With a guy that's scoring, not just leading the team in scoring, one of the best scorers in the country at 22 points per game.
And now his brother Chris Murray for three, puts it in.
In terms of picking and popping, defending the three-point line, they're athletic, they're mobile.
Verge throws it up top. And Bryce McGowan has his first field goal of the ball game on the alley-oop. Patrick McCaffrey scooting into the lane and puts it off the window.
But again, that's off of a made basket, and Patrick McCaffrey shoots a layup in about 5 or 6 seconds.
And now McGowan starting to get going here in the second half. That's back-to-back buckets.
I can really put pressure on the opposing defense. How many guys got a great matchup for Keegan Murray that can post defend, can defend him from the three-point line when he's out? So it's great to see him back in the equation.
Bryce McGowan's with a full head of steam. Through contact, puts it off the window. And this is the type of performance that Fran McCaffrey wanted to see. Coming off back-to-back wins as Connor McCaffrey.
Against the Nittany Lions, obviously came up short in double overtime, but nevertheless knocked them down.
In spite of all that, his leadership has just continued to shine, Nick. He's kept a really good attitude about it.
Well, he's just always been one of those guys.
And a big rebound from Kobe Webster. 14-3 run right now for the Huskers. Webster puts in a three. Make it a 17-3 run. Toussaint dribbling out of traffic. Into the hands of Wilcher. Webster left wide open. And he splashes another.
Nebraska's starting to get easy shots in the open floor. And I think Iowa's attention to details, you see Keegan Murray with a tip in, because you know what the score is. And I think that's one of the things that's always challenging, is to not play to the score, play to a standard both ways, you know. And right now,
ooh, nice reverse there from Derek Walker. His nutrition is different, but he's figured it out. And he's put on 25 pounds since high school, which Fran believes has really helped him at this level.
Missed the first 10 games of the season. It's just, this is really the first year he's been able to totally play consistent minutes.
Murray gets the friendly. Whatever he's doing has paid dividends.
Yes, it has.
Bohannon banks in a three. I guess it's open on a Sunday afternoon here in Iowa City. Coming off 30 points in the win against Maryland. Sanford on the turnaround, and a tough one goes in. Keegan Murray no longer on the floor, but we got to give him a shout out. Another monster game. He had 30 in the win against Maryland. Just a sensational season.
You know, I don't think Iowa will probably be high enough in the conference standings to warrant it.
And his twin brother, Chris, who's still on the floor, has 12 points, 7 rebounds in 19 minutes. And a lot of folks around this program, Nick, feel like he was not on the radar of Power 5 schools. He was ranked 334th in the national recruiting rankings.
That's unbelievable. Fran McCaffrey in Iowa saw something.
Yes.
And as Agundale rocks the rim.
And rather than redshirting a lot of these guys, which they would have done had it not been for COVID, they got to play. So you're not only practicing against some of the best players in the country, game reps, and that has been huge for them this year.
No doubt about it. But, oh!
Hello, Mr. Ash. In the pregame warm-ups, we weren't sure if we'd get a chance to see him. Will Iowa hang 100 in back-to-back games? So Iowa, after changing up the starting lineup, Nick, has now won 3 consecutive games, and Mr. Keegan Murray back-to-back with 30-plus.